Hey, money makers and go breakers. Welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Jean Marie. I'm a millennial wife and mom of two. And here on my channel, I talk about all things digital planning, productivity, organization, finance with an emphasis on budgeting and retirement prep, and a little bit of business. I'm documenting my journey towards becoming debt free and investing so I can live my best freaking life in retirement. And in the process, I hope to inspire you to take control of your financial future as well. Okay, so let's get into this last paycheck for April. So this is paycheck number 4, and the financial priority of this pay period is paying down on my Capital One credit card, which will help me achieve my focus for quarter 2, which is paying down debt. Okay, so for this pay period, I did budget. I was expecting to receive $850, but what was deposited into my checking account was $887.21. And if you are new here, I am a visiting nurse and I work part-time. I work 24 hours a week. And I also have a per diem job that I work here and there doing third shift to help contribute to my 401k. Okay, so for this pay period, it's going to be very minimalistic. There's not much for me that I really have to do. I pretty much paid all of my bills and fixed expenses and my subscriptions and stuff the middle and the first part of the month, so those are pretty much already handled. This is the last paycheck, so it's just the little stragglers here and there. And how I do my bills and my budgeting is I am a true believer in paying myself first, so I do like to pay myself first, and then I do a hierarchy. Basically pretty much just I prioritize which categories are more important to me. So I do pay myself first, and then next is my fixed costs, which I call my mandatory 6. They are my non-negotiables, pretty much my 4 walls, and including car insurance and a few other things that I consider priority. And then, so from after the savings, then it will go bills, and then it will go to debt, then my expenses, then my sinking fund. So that is my hierarchy of my categories, or of my budgeting, basically. A little tip to anyone that's new with budgeting: I recommend that you do take the time to prioritize what's important to you in this season and what your focus and what your goals are at the time or for the year. So if you're focusing on reducing debt, then maybe that should be the next thing after you pay for your 4 walls. You always want to make sure that home is straight, your bills are paid for, you got a roof over your head, and you got food in your mouth, and you got gas in your car so you can get to and from work. Then after that, you prioritize what's important to you. So for me, normally it is, I do like to pay myself first, but for this quarter, for quarter 2 of 2024, I am focusing very hard on reducing debt. So I'm pulling back a little on doing my savings. I am taking money from that I normally would save every week, and I'm putting it towards reducing my debt. The reason is because I already hit my milestone of $1,000 in my emergency fund. So I am now trying to allocate some money towards reducing debt, because I have a little cushion in the emergency fund, but I am still continuing to save every week. I think I cut it down to every other week I'm depositing $125 into my emergency fund, and other money that I normally would put into savings, I'm putting it towards debt. So from the $887, like I say, I do like to pay myself first. So I'm making sure that I put some money into my SOS fund, which is my emergency fund. I call it my SOS fund because I like to use the emoji on my tracker. So that's just a little inside background. So I am going to put away $50 into my SOS fund. Me and my son are doing a 52-week challenge. The money that we put away for Q1 in 52-week challenge, I did pull that money out of the envelopes and I deposited it into the bank. I sent it over to Fidelity so I can put it towards our investments. I have a 529 for my son, then I have a Roth IRA for myself. So rather than waiting towards the end of the year, just pull all the money out the envelope, I feel like it would do us better to pull it out each quarter and let it be invested so it can start growing. It can do so much growing over the next 12 months or so rather than just sitting in an envelope. So that was just something that I decided to do. But to each his own. If you want to wait to the end of the year, you're saving money, that's what matters. You got money in the envelope or money in the bank. But I just prefer to have it in the bank growing and, compounding on interest and stuff. So we will be putting away $50 for the SOS fund, and then the 52-week challenge is $34. We are on week 17, so it's 17 for me and it's 17 for my son. And then next we are going to go up to my bills. So this pay period we're paying rent, tithing, and then my Google Workspace. Just if you're wondering, my rent is not $200. I wish it was. But what I do each week is I take a portion of my paycheck and I put it towards next month's rent. So this week I'm putting $200 towards May's rent. Let's do the math. So for the bills, it's going to total up to $238. And then we are going to go down to debt. And I am just paying my one credit card. Well, I have three credit cards. One of them is close to being paid off. That one I'm going to close because I don't like the interest rate on it. And it also doesn't have any perks or benefits like rewards or anything. So I am going to close that, and I'm going to keep my other two credit cards, my Venture and my Venture One, because they have benefits such as cashback and reward towards miles. So I am going to pay $321 towards my Venture credit card. And then I'm going to go over to my expenses and $60 for gas this week, $120 for groceries, nothing for household because I pretty much grabbed everything that I needed last week. And I had to resubscribe to Facetune, so that was $19. And then I got a Red Bull, and these are two things that were basically already taken out the moment that the money hit my account. I normally get paid on Fridays, but I have Wells Fargo, so I do get my paychecks deposited into my checking account 2 days before my payday. So I get it 2 days early. And then I also I'm pulling out $10 for health and beauty. So altogether, that is more than $190. So let's do this. 60 plus 120 plus 1913 plus 6.37 plus $10 equals, that's $228.37. Okay, so for expenses is $228.37. So I need to change that down here. Okay, and then for my sinking funds, I'm not putting anything into the sinking funds this week. The only three that I currently have are my patio makeover, my water bill, which is paid quarterly. So it got paid in March. So the next one won't be till March, April, May, June. Till June. So I do put money away every month to, have that money for when the water bill is due. And the last but not least sinking fund is my 1 month ahead. I am trying to get 1 month ahead on my bill. So I put a little, I'm starting to save for that. I'm not putting much, but I'm starting a little something. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take what I received into my checking account, which was the $887. And I don't count the change, or if so, I like to round down just so I can give myself a little cushion. And we are going to subtract the $84 for savings, subtract the $238 for bills, subtract the $321 for debt, subtract the $228 for expenses, and then that leaves us with $16 in the bank. I use the zero-based budgeting method, but since we are human and we are flawed, I like to leave a little cushion / buffer in my checking account every week. The most I like to leave is anywhere between like $15 and $30, just as a little cushion, just in case there's something that I forgot that could potentially come through and then overdraft me, and now I get hit with a $35 charge, and that's giving away money, which I don't like to do unintentionally. So I just like to leave a little cushion because sometimes we have these subscriptions or just something that we forgot. Life is life and we all have a lot of stuff going on. So just in case there's something that I forgot to include, if it was to come through, it will be covered and I don't have to worry about overdrafting. Now, if nothing comes through, what I will do is I will take that money and either send it to savings or I pull it out and put it towards one of my sinking funds. So yes, this is my last paycheck for April. So I will come back next week and close out this budget just to make sure that everything I budgeted and expected to come out was the amount that came out. And if there was any difference, how far off I was I over, was I under, just so we can get an idea of how our money is being spent and where it's going. I will tell you now, one of the categories that I pretty much am always over budget in pretty much every week and every month is my expenses, because they're variable pretty much and things always are moving around. These are moving numbers in here. So this category tends to be over budget every time. It never fails. I'm trying to be more over budget with my debt, which will mean that I'm paying down more, So at the end of the closeout, I would now go back and enter what actually came out of my account. So in the amount section, you would come in and say, okay, so $200 did come out for rent, but I changed my mind and I actually did $40 in tithing, or actually Google was $9, blah, blah, blah. You would fill in the amount that actually came out, tally it up to see what the difference is, to see if you're over budget or under budget. And you would do that for each category, for your bills, your savings, your debt, expenses, sinking funds, and all that good stuff, just to see and make sure that your money is going where you're telling it to go. Because that's the main thing that's like the point of budgeting, is you're telling your money where to go. You worked for your money already. Now your money needs to come back and work for you. You tell it where to go. Okay, so this is the end of the video. If you found anything helpful or insightful in this video, please do me a favor. I would love for you to hit the like, the subscribe, and the notification bell so you never miss another upload. I truly appreciate it. It means so much to this little channel to help me grow. And I would also like to thank all the new subscribers that I received since my last video. You guys are awesome, and I truly, truly appreciate it. When I seen the numbers, I was like, oh my goodness, like somebody actually sat down and watched my videos and hit subscribe. It was a really, really good feeling, and I appreciate it so much. You guys just don't know. I am hoping that my goal is to bring value as I learn on my journey and I continue to move forward. I want to inspire as many people as possible to move forward with whatever their journey includes, whether it's, finances or just, setting personal goals for yourself, for self-improvement, finances, all that good stuff. Whatever it is that you want to achieve, I hope that I can, bring enough value to help you and inspire you to do so. So until next time, as always, my beautiful money makers and goal breakers, always do your best to become wiser, smarter, and better every day.